Hello everybody, this is Donald Goofy 99 again, with another mecha review. I wasn't sure I'd be reviewing anything after the Omikoshi Phoenix, but you're probably wondering why there's nothing here. Well, I hope this will answer your question as to what this is, if the title didn't already obviously answer that. It's our man, Don Murasame. I mean, personally, as far as the show, he was like a okay character for me, but what I really loved was his like fucking mech design or Megazord design, whatever you want to call it. My favorite part of the box, just Murasame! And you get these other angles, is like his emblem, you get the face, even though it's upside down at this angle, apparently, I just noticed. Murasame, you get Black Onitaijin Murasame. This is basically just the black and gold re-release of the Don Onitaijin. Normally, I wouldn't be for getting repaints. I would just say get whatever paint job you like, and as long as it's compatible with everything else, that's good. But this and another figure from Transformers Robots in Disguise were like the only times I was like, you know what? Whatever, I'll just get both paints. Or both paint jobs, because I love them both. And this is one of them. And I actually specifically disassembled Don Onitaijin just to kind of show this off. Here we have the Don Robotaro lookalike, or I guess what would be the Don. I don't know if they actually like named this form of Murasame. They just because Murasame changes into a clone of Don Robotaro. These two have the most differences between them. There's actually a slight difference between them both. The first immediately obvious difference just by looking at them all around, as you can see, there is no plug for the excuse me, Omikoshi Phoenix tail. But you know what? That is just fine. It's supposed to be the same size, but I guess I didn't exactly align the legs correctly. Or something. Yep, there we go. And besides the paint job, the other difference is in the posability. Don Momotaro does get the knees and the leg movement, that's pretty good. But the Murasame version has these flaps that move up, along with this extra leg posability that allows him to just sit down and chill. And he does retain the head posability, like completely, pretty much, all the way around. You can look up, you can look down, and he still has the kind of posing you can do with them, which is really neat. And you still get the knees, so you can have him do that. And the Murasame version is like really interesting. Another difference in like the design is that this doesn't like the waist doesn't ratchet like the rest of it does. It just kind of moves, if that makes any sense. And the legs are so much more ratchety than like the rest of the figure. And by ratchety, I mean the noises it makes. And even now, the helmet can still easily click out of the back like it can with the regular Momotaro, so, that's not surprising. No, I do like the black and gold paint job that we got still. Like, these colors work so well together, it's astounding. Yeah, these flaps move up. Looking around again, yeah, black Robotaro is awesome. That's like the most obvious difference that you'll get between them. And again, you still have like an okay amount of posability with Dawn, but you don't get the. Yeah, I don't know why it makes click noises, like the ratchet noises there, but it doesn't like make click noises on there. There's slightly different engineering between them both that I, for some reason, find pretty cool. And then we have both Oni sisters, or I guess Oni sister Robotaro and Black Oni. I don't think there's like a special name for just like the individually separate robots, because Murasame just kind of transforms into the Black Robotaro, and then the others are just kind of summoned after that. And there's like really no differences in the designs at all, except if you look a little bit closer at Oni, or the black version of Oni, you can kind of see that the shoulder armor is not just black, it also has like these brown colored outlines. And normal red visor along with like golden details. Still just looks like a massive foot, though. And you still get the same movement here. The head will still like, pretty much move. Still get the same head movements. Again, like I just said. I still feel like they're just like giant. Last time I tried to shoot this, that happened too. Oni sister's head will become looser over time, guys. The point is, they just look like giant. I think they designed it as a foot and then put everything else on afterwards when it came to the figures. But even so, Oni still my least favorite design out of this bunch. I'm sorry. No hate to Oni. No hate to Oni sister fans. It's just does not work with me, you know? Oni doesn't gel with me like the rest of them do. And we still have the blacks. You know, we have Saru Brother and Black Saru. Really no difference between them besides paint job that I can tell. You still have the, you know, same posability in the arms as you always would. You still open the hands. Although this one opens easier than this one. It even clicks louder. I think is kind of the case on my normal Saru Brother. I could not answer why. And so get the visor. Back's like virtually the same. They're the same heights. And one has like silver accents, the other has gold accents. There's a gold case of abs here. That's like neat, I guess. May as well do both Kijis as well. Alright. And I think I said in the last video for Black Onitaijin, yeah, I do like Kiji Brother. He's neat. He does the spin thing. You know, spin in the air, fly, woo, you know, that kind of thing. But this is so much better. And the joints here just feel tighter, you know? I don't know if it's because this was made later on and it's just aged better. And you can actually mix and match pieces between like Saru, like both Sarus and both Kijis if you want. I've tried it, I've made some pretty interesting color combinations between them, but yeah, we're not going to highlight it here too much. I don't know, the black and yellow just works so much better than the gray and pink in my eyes. And probably because pink's just my least favorite color in general. Most likely why. The ones with the least amount of differences between them are both the Inus. You know, they have the same black body. Instead of the blue stripes, you got the golden stripes. You got the gold. You got gold muzzle, silver muzzle, different glasses. Actually, the legs and tail are different colors as well between them. Black Inu has black legs and a black waggable tail. So glad they cut that in. My favorite feature. And you should still retain the same posability between them both. But, you know, that's a thing. But yeah, other than like color designs, these two are like basically the same mech. And we may as well get to the transformation sequence between them now, which yeah, we'll just do the transformation sequence now. I was thinking about highlighting something else, but I'll do it after the combination. The transformation sequence into Black Onitaijin is still exactly the same as it is on the normal Black Onitaijin. So I'm just gonna, like, you know, just do the highlights real quick. You know, take off the helmet. Do the same thing you'd always do. Attach them. Be the beats. They're good to go. Bring the arms to the back like normal. Yep, just do the same thing you would do for normal Black Onitaijin. Just, again, highlighting them real quick so we can get to the fun stuff on it. Gotta turn him towards me just so I align it, which is a little annoying, but hey. At this point, it's just kind of normal. Alright, attach these bad boys together. Fuck. The clip, there we go. Final piece of combination, Kiji. There we go. Split Kiji in half. And okay, there we go. All right. Let's do that as normal. Then you got the golden abs of awesomeness. Plug in there. The Kiji tail still plugs into the Saru feet like they would on the normal Black Onitaijin. And the piece de resistance. Attach that. And here is your black and gold Onitaijin. My man, this is, even just this is still great. Everything just works out so well. You still get these like crab pincers in the back, not much you can do about that. And again, you will still receive the enhanced posability that you'll normally get with every, you know, that was mostly Black Onitaijin's thing. And you can still like get some pretty awesome poses out of him. The one I always like to use, if I can set this up right, funny to set up on here though. Okay. Yeah. This awesome fist pump pose, which I think is great. And yeah, he can still hold the swords. However, we do have a few other pieces we can use here. We get these hands, which are interchangeable with the Saru hands. Yeah, you can do this in the Saru brother form as well. And Saru's hands are removable on the normal Black Onitaijin, believe it or not. Okay, now it's actually like bouncing a little bit. This is so far off kilter though. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Trying to match the hands up correctly. You know, you can like get this kind of thing. Like very awkwardly, epically waving his hand toward you, I guess. Hey yo. In these hands, you can like, you know, move them in and out a little bit. Hey, I can help you, but you gotta work with me, kind of pose. And the Oni head still just kind of moves. I wish it would stay straight, but oh well, what you gonna do? It's like, you know, the main kind of feature that you would get with the... Yeah, it's like a special... There's actually also another release of like, you know, just Don Momotaro that has the same posability, and it comes with a blue version of those hands. And a seat that you can actually use to, you know, have him sit down like you would very early on in Dawn Brothers, which is pretty sweet. And again, just like with Black Onitaijin, you get the same sword compatibility that you always normally would. Dun 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 brothers. Song is just stuck in my head nowadays. Just, I know it's been months since the show ended, but I finished it kind of recently. Like, Dawn Brothers was know, here you are. You know, you can get your basic Black Onitaijin style poses out of it. Yeah, this is mainly the repaint functionality. The other difference between Don Momotaro, like Black Onitaijin and the original I have is that there's this one hole here. This is what I believe allows him to peg into the seat that is included in the set of just this newer one. I assume it doesn't have these pegs either, and it has like the increased leg posability. You can just attach everything else like you normally would to it. And that's still like good, but the Momotaro I have works just fine. And just to kind of show you the Onitaijins next to each other, I will very quickly assemble Don Onitaijin we have grown to know and love over the course of the show. I have to say, that should click in. Alright. So used to just transforming everything on screen, but it's like, I don't think you guys should have to see the same transformation sequence twice. Just to illustrate my point. Showing it once per video is one thing, but showing it multiple times, like, that's why I sped through the transformation on the Black Onitaijin. Alright, throw those on. And get the helmets. Where to go? Aha, there we are. Give them swords real quick just to kind of illustrate my point. Okay. Click, and click, and click. Now, other than the paint job, the resemblance is just uncanny, dude. And you can mix and match the legs and limbs and parts as you want. You know, your black shoulders, pink shoulders, switch to black and blue arms around. See if switching two Inu legs around actually does something for you. You know, that kind of thing. Oh, I just realized this wasn't clicked in all the way. I also have another problem. And the Black Onitaijin has like a red hue around his Don Brothers symbol here as well. You know, nice little thing that kind of matches the red visor detail, which is great. Yeah, the Black Onitaijin has much more posability than the normal Don Onitaijin here. And you can give them each other swords. But black and gold just works extremely well together, and it really shows here. But nothing on the original Don Onitaijin is really messed up or wrong either. And just twin brothers wearing different sets of clothes, really. The only real thing I'd have to say about the differences between them. Although, because this is also a Don Murasame set, it came with some other things related to Don Murasame, which I will highlight right now. The only prop to go into Black Onitaijin Murasame is that you have to get rid of the original chest piece. I'm sitting on those things right now. It kind of was. Okay. You get this purple helmet thing, which will attach here, like with gold on Onitaijin's kind of setup, and this purple shark-shaped piece should align with that. That's where just the angle. And this would be Black Onitaijin Murasame. Yeah, not much of a difference, but very obvious. Again, it's a mech design that I have just kind of grown to like a lot. You also get the Murasame exclusive swords that he uses in the show. I don't think he ever just uses the normal Onitaijin form. He just always immediately goes into the Murasame parts. he ran into a little bit more golden version of himself that replaced the pink on the visor and on the chest plate with gold. Personally, this is one situation where I think the pink works a little. That's one situation where the pink works a little bit better for me. It adds a little bit more color to it. Doesn't enhance opposability. It just kind of changes the design. Yeah, sometimes when you're messing with the arms and moving them up, you'll knock the Kiji shoulder pads around. But still, the Murasame pieces add a bunch of new personality to it. Like, it's something that, there's just something about this purple that still works. And there's like a little shark thing because Murasame is shark themed. A little shark head crest and maybe not head crest, but like shark kind of emblem thing is up there. The bottom of the visor kind of looks like jaws are very pokey. I had to test that myself once or twice. And off screen, I actually tested to see if he could combine with Toradora Gonjin and Omikoshi Phoenix. He can. But seeing as this is a Don Murasame video, we're just focusing on these guys today. And you can mix and match the swords. You can put the swords back in here if you don't want to lose them. Again, just totally something you can decide to do on your own. I don't think it matters much. Yeah, it's easier for those legs to move, though. Because they ratchet a lot. Yeah, you could do that. The final thing that came with this set was a very specific Don Murasame gear. You could put that in the Dawn Blaster, and it'll make the normal Daigatai sounds that it normally would. I only noticed from seeing other review videos based on him. And the other thing that it can do is if you have Don Murasame's sword, like the toy version of the sword, you can attach it to the Dawn Blaster to get the Murasame Gatai tune, which plays when, he first transforms and combines all of his individual little avatar selves into this guy. But he never does add the extra height coming from those. He always just fights like this. And again, so I think he kind of counts as his own figure because he actually existed in the show, whereas it's not just a repaint. Even though the similarities, besides the chest plate and the helmet and the extra Murasame pieces themselves, the whole thing is just, this is not just a repaint. It's kind of just his own figure. And I appreciate when they actually include the repaints in the show and try to give it its own backstory instead of just, here, repaint if you want it. Because that disincentivizes me. I do like because I love Black Onitaijin. And Murasame, like the Black Onitaijin Murasame design is spot on, really good. But it's like I want to articulate something else, but I don't know how else to put it. I'm gonna take these off for now, just kind of. Well, yeah, leaving them on there for a second just shows how much the swords just add to Black Onitaijin's height. You can still use the hand pieces if you want to see what else you could come up with. I mean, and you can fit these hands on the, Saru brother if you don't mind the black clashing against the blue, which I wasn't really thinking about it. So we're just going to take those off to the side. And can I recommend him? Honestly, I can. Because I just think, like, if you just want to a black and gold repaint of Black Onitaijin, it's there for you. And if you're just that big a fan of Murasame and you've always wanted a Murasame figure based on him, and it's transformable, then yep, there you go. There should be a figure of Murasame's alter form as well, though, so do whatever you want to there. No, wait. Although I do wish Murasame had his own like exclusive like giant shark robot, or at least some kind of other armor to make it look more like a shark. I still don't hate this at all. He kind of unofficially joined the Dawn Brothers at like in the very later parts of the show, mostly because he associated with Inuzuka's goal of defeating the Bestials to save his girlfriend. I won't get I won't get any more into that than normal. It's just near the end of the show, he just kind of does that. You don't really see a ton of Murasame after that. Other than Murasame against his future self, which he somehow defeats his future self. Dawn Brothers don't even join in that fight. They're just like, oh yeah, Murasame can be its future self, no problem. And it's probably just his alternate future self at this point. Well, either way, I do heavily I cannot recommend this enough. I do like the extra purple that just really makes it work. He even has the best box art so far. I'm just a big fan of the black and gold color scheme. I love the red visors on all of the individual Robotaro forms. More or less just because I love black Kiji way more than regular Kiji. Pink is nowhere near one of my favorite colors. Two Inus feel pretty much exactly the same, though. There's not much you can do about that. This is the better Oni, if only just for the paint job, and other than that, yeah, everything else is just great. And heck, even the gold on this one is a slightly different color from the gold on Black Onitaijin. Although, if you would ask which one I prefer over the other, I don't think it really matters. I think they're both equally good in their own ways. Yeah, like, yeah, I get the Murasame kind of character here. It's just, this is something I got just because I love the design of it. Again, like with Black Onitaijin. I don't know when the Murasame figure got released. I just managed to secure one before they all ran out. You should still be able to get one somewhere. I don't know where. I mean, if I got the last one in existence, that'd be funny. Then here's video proof of it. Anyways, yeah, just wanted to highlight this real quick. There really wasn't much other reason for me to make this video. But if you love Don Murasame or you love the black and gold repaints, the Super Sentai designs like the black and gold releases the Super Sentai lines like to do, complete recommendation. I think he's awesome. As far as, but if you just want one of them, just pick whichever color you like best and go with that. Excuse me. And that is where I will end the video. This has been Soradon Goofy 99, and I'll catch you all later with something. Peace out.